In this video, we're going to look at an alternating series, but really using the nth term test to determine whether it converges or diverges. So we have an alternating series here, negative 1 to the n minus 1 times arctangent of n, and we're being asked whether or not this converges or diverges. This is certainly an alternating series. This is the alternating part, and certainly for positive values of n, inverse tangent of n is also going to be positive. So these terms are always positive, and this part will make it alternating. Now remember, for the alternating series test to apply, you need decreasing and the limit being 0. Well, in this case, neither of those two things are going to happen. Arctangent, if you remember the graph for arctangent or inverse tangent, it has a horizontal asymptote on the left-hand side, going off to negative infinity of negative pi over 2, and has another horizontal asymptote on the right-hand side, going off to positive infinity for x, of pi over 2. In particular, the graph is always increasing. Another way to think about that is derivative of inverse tangent is 1 over 1 plus x squared. That's certainly always positive. So these pieces here, the arctangent of n is never going to decrease. So right away we know that we can't use the alternating series test. The other part is, if I take the limit of inverse tangent as n goes to infinity, as I mentioned just a minute ago, we're going to have a horizontal asymptote of pi over 2, not 0. So that limit is pi over 2. So if we stick the alternating part in here, the limit of the terms doesn't even go to 0. That limit does not exist. So since the limit of the terms doesn't even go to 0, the original series must diverge by the nth term test for divergence. So this one looks like an alternating series. In fact, by definition, is an alternating series. However, we cannot apply the alternating series test here to determine convergence or divergence because the individual terms of the sequence, the individual terms of the series, I should say, do not satisfy the conditions for the alternating series test. So it's important to make sure those conditions are met before trying to apply the alternating series test.